haven't is enough. Do you have a price tag on your freedom? If you have a price tag on your freedom, you better remove that price tag. If you are a genuine Biafran, if the blood of Biafran is flowing in your vein, if you know that you're a Biafran and you have a price tag on your freedom, remove that price tag. Remove it. Remove it now as you're watching me, or those who are going to watch it, as you're watching this video, remove that price tag from you. Because let me tell you, anything on this planet Earth that has a price tag, there are people who can buy it. Anything that has a price tag, it doesn't matter how many billions or trillions you put on it, as long as it has a price tag, there are people that can afford it and they will take it home. How much is your freedom worth? Mazin the kind of freedom is unbribable. It can be unbribable. It's not, it can measure, it doesn't have any price tag. As I'm speaking here, my freedom have no price tag. Mweke Azodo Nelson, thank you so much for joining. My freedom has no price tag. It doesn't matter whom you are. It doesn't matter the amount you bring. It doesn't matter how rich you think you are. It doesn't matter how fancy what you have presented is. And those of us who their freedom has no price tag, they are exceptional. You can see the way they operate. In autopilot. If you are still in that autopilot and you have a price tag, you better remove that price tag before it's too late, because there are people who are going to pay you. If you are in autopilot, you claim to be supporting autopilot, you claim to be in autopilot, and you have a price tag on you, there are people that are going to pay your price. And you're going to fall out. You will definitely fall out. As long as you have a price tag on yourself, there are people that are going to pay that price. No matter the amount. But when you don't have a price tag on you, you don't have a price tag, no man born of a woman dare comes close to you, let alone asking you how much. They will not come. They wouldn't come. But sometimes you see people who claim to be fighting for freedom, agitators, putting a price tag on themselves unknowingly. And when the enemy glance and see the price tag, they will come and they will pay the bill. When they pay the bill, before you know, they begin to sing a different music. So many of them, that is how they fall out. There are still some people who are going to fall out. Some people are still going to fall out. You think it has ended? The sanitization has not ended. Chukwu Okadiama is still sanitizing the group. He's still sanitizing. Even the autopilot, Chukwu Okadiama is still sanitizing it. He's still making the sanitization. Don't think it has ended. Don't get distracted. That is why you must always remember our memory verse. Consistency is the key. There is no other option. No other option except Biafra. It's either Biafra or nothing. Mazin Nandekaro is clear. It's either Biafra or death. That he's going to be fighting for Biafra until the last day of his life. Either he gets it or we keep on fighting until the last minute. The same thing, that is the same path we are taking. We continue to speak about Biafra, talk about Biafra until Biafra comes. Now that we have gotten to the end of the road, you see Biafra coming. Now that you see Biafra drawing very close. Now that you see Biafra drawing close, if you have a price tag on yourself, remove that price tag. That is the only way to keep yourself on the safe side so that they don't come. So that those who will going to pay your price don't come. If you know that you have a price tag on yourself, the ones you put knowingly and unknowingly, begin to remove those price tags. As long as you might not see the price tag, but the enemy is seeing it. If you have a price tag, when I watch your video, I know. When the enemy watch your video, if you have a price tag, they know. From your tone, from what you say, they know. Those that place a price tag on themselves, we know them. Go and watch their platform, you will know. You don't need a prophet or a soothsayer to tell you that these people have a price tag on them. They are there. And before you know it, you wake up and see them gone. Today you see them, they are talking about Mazin and the kind of freedom. Today you see them, they are talking about Biafra. The next day you see them, they are talking about election. So maybe we give P2P chance. When you talk to them privately, they will be telling you that I think maybe P2P might do something. Might. Say who? Those are people who have price tag on themselves. The next minute they will see a trending video. They have forgotten about Mazin Nanegano and Biafra. They are now promoting the trending video. Any person that is trending, they don't care. It doesn't bother them. Whatever is trending, that is where you see them. Those are people that have price tag on themselves. sometimes those of us in the media, you put a price tag on yourself unknowingly. And the enemy is watching. They are watching you, how you are wobbling, how you are swapping from one thing to the other, swapping from one program to the other. You are not consistent as a freedom fighter. You are not consistent as a freedom fighter. You put a price tag on yourself. And let me tell you, for every price tag that you have on this planet Earth, there is somebody who can be able to afford that price tag. You don't take it home. That is why you must have to be careful. Don't put a price tag on yourself. And I ask again, how much is enough to sell your freedom? You that is asking for freedom. If you're from Biafra land, you're from Ududua land, you're from the Middle Belt, you are an indigenous person in the contraption called Nigeria. How much is enough to be paid for your freedom? How much? Name it. There are people who are willing to pay. The Biafrans, we are kings and queens. We are kings and queens in Biafra land. We are freeborn. Freeborn. We are not slaves and will never ever be. We are not slaves and will never ever be. That is why we can't put price tag on ourselves. We Biafrans. We can't put price tag on ourselves. For those of them who have stayed in captivity for a very long time, to the extent that they begin to feel comfortable in it. So many people in that contraption called Nigeria, they have been in slavery for a very long time that they begin to be comfortable with it. It's just like in Nigeria. For you to have light in Nigeria for 6 hours in some areas, for 6 hours for you to have light without blinking, for 6 hours in Nigeria, people celebrate it. And when you extend to having light for 12 hours, people will be clapping. And they say the light is okay for 12 hours. Having light in Nigeria for 12 hours, people celebrate it as something extraordinary. For a road to be tarred, that you went to a village, you see a tarred road, you see people celebrating it. They will begin to praise either the governor or the commissioner or whoever is in charge. They begin to praise the person. For the so far that somebody have a borehole, they saw water, they will begin to celebrate it. But these are things that are supposed to be done, normal things, regular things that every human being is supposed to have. There are certain things that every normal human being must have access to. In this generation, in 21st century, there are certain things that every normal human being must have access to. Education, compulsory. Children must have access to education, compulsory. Not only children, even adults. In 21st century, not only by going to school, you can educate yourself by your own self. You can educate yourself online. You educate yourself, have your certificate online. There is no excuse not to be educated this time around. No excuse. You see housing. You have the right to have your own home. It is compulsory and mandatory in 21st century. You have right to light. It is normal. It is not something that is not a sky. It is not something that is extraordinary. You are supposed to be having 24 hours light, not blinking. 24 hours light. For how many years I've been where I am? For many years where I am, light have never blinked. Light have never blinked one day. Even if the light will blink before we light, they will have a standby. They will inform you first, give information, and the standby generator will be on. And it's not going to last more than 1 minute. After that 1 minute, they change over. You see light. You can never experience a light outage more than 1 hour. For what? For what? And before it happened, this time I'm telling you, just for some minutes, they will just switch it over and change to a generator. Then later they go back to the main light. You can never have darkness for 5 minutes. It doesn't happen anyway. In the 21st century. But in Nigeria, you see people celebrating having light for 12 hours. Having light for 6 hours. They celebrate it. And they begin to see it as normal. They have now seen it as an improvement. They see it as something that it has now been normalized. Having light for 12 hours. They now normalize it. It's a great thing. They celebrate it. Because people have been forced to be in slavery for a very long time. When you are being caged for a long time, you begin to see that cage. You begin to see that cage as normal. You begin to see the cage as normal. Because you have been caged for a very long time, you begin to see the cage as if that is the best you can get. Not knowing there is a war existing everywhere. There is a good war, a good planet existing somewhere. In 21st century, you are still now, in 21st century, where people are now advancing, you are still talking about how to get a good leadership. You are still talking about how to test. You are still telling me, let us try P2B. Let us try P2B and see what he can be able to offer. In 21st century, no country is making a trial. When they are bringing somebody, they bring somebody who they know is going to fix it. As if you cannot fix it, within some months, you are gone. At the highest, they will give you 1 year. After 1 year, you are gone. You are gone. But in 21st century, you are still seeing people. People are celebrating, telling me that let us give this person a chance and try him. You are still giving a chance of trial. In 21st century, you are still trying it. There is no leadership training. There is no means through which you produce your leaders. There is no means through which you produce a leader that you can say, when you are presenting him, nobody argues. And you'll be sure that this person is going to deliver. Even the people who are supposed to be there, they are not sure if he will deliver or not. They say, let us try him. The language they use, let us try him. You know, one-eyed man is a king in the land of the blind people. Because he's the one-eyed man in the kingdom of the blind people. They said, okay, let them try them. In 21st, when other people have moved forward ahead, this is why Biafrans can no longer begin to do that mark time with you. We cannot. There will be an election in Biafra land. That left, we are not doing marking time. We want to join other part of the world to move on. 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago, Biafrans were able to provide ammunition. They produced ammunition by themselves. They produced ammunition they used to fight civil war for 3 good years. They produced all manner of ammunition, including they were able to produce a jet fighter that they used during the war. They were able to manufacture so many things 50 years ago, and today, after more than 50 years, we are still importing cars. Common car, we are still importing car. You are still importing Tokumbo cars from all parts of the world. You are still rushing to bring Tokumbo cars. When 50 years ago, we were producing the military hardware, and we fought with that military hardware for good 3 years. Are you not touched? How much is enough to sell your freedom? I'm asking you. Master Nadikan have told you. Master Nadikan himself is unbribeable. And he said that there are Biafrans that are unbribeable. And the people today who are running their affairs, the autopiloters, Master Simon Eba, who is the spokesperson today, he is unbribeable. He is unbribeable. From every indication, from what we have seen already, he is unbribeable. Take it or leave it. If you are one of those who is waiting for the day he will fail, keep on waiting, keep on watching. Keep on waiting. You wait until thy kingdom come. I spoke with somebody last time who was telling me that I should watch and see. Watch and see. That Simon will fail. Watch and see. I'm still waiting for him. Let him keep watching. For me, I'm not watching. Because I know what I have seen. I know what I've heard. I know what I'm searching for. I am looking for my freedom. It is not about Simon Ekpa. It is about our freedom. And Chukwu Okikabiyama, who gives an assignment to each and every one of us, have given Simon Ekpa his assignment. And he is carrying his own assignment. It is my duty to carry my own assignment. It is your duty to carry your own assignment. If you refuse to carry your own assignment, it's up to you. That is your own business. Don't trouble anybody with it. If you refuse to take your responsibility, do not rope anybody into your own failure. Don't rope anybody in. Carry your cross. I will carry my own cross. That is where we are today. If you know you are a Biafran watching me and you have put a price tag on yourself, please remove that price tag. Because there are people who are going to pay you. There are people who are going, as long as you have a price tag on yourself, there are people who can afford the payment, no matter the amount. How much is enough to sell your freedom? Biafrans don't sell their freedom. We are kings. We are queens. We are freeborn. We cannot be slaves. We cannot, and our enemy knows that. The Fulani Caliphate know that. The British know that. They know that we cannot be slaves. The British know very well that we cannot be slaves. They know. Guide and protect us. May we rise up and continue to pursue our freedom, because no amount is enough to pay for freedom. No amount. You can't put a price tag on freedom. You cannot. You cannot. If you don't know the value of freedom, go and visit the prison. Go and visit the prison. When you stay behind the cage and talk to people, ask them relevant questions. Then you begin to understand the value of freedom. Or if you're one of those who has been there before, like so many of us have been in the prison before. So many of us have been there and we come out. Within that period that you find yourself there, the only question you'll be asking yourself, the only thing that is going to matter to you is, when am I going to be free? If you have been in detention once, you'll be asking yourself, let me tell you, even food, including food doesn't matter to you. Women doesn't matter to you. Wife, children, they don't matter to you anymore. Wealth, knowledge don't matter to you anymore. The only thing that matters to you at that particular point in time is what? Freedom. How to be free. How to be able to dictate to yourself. Take your decision by yourself. Because when you are in the hand of the enemy, you do not, when you are in prison, you don't decide for yourself. In prison, prison guard is going to decide when you sleep, when you eat, when you take your bath, when you shower, when you go to toilet. They are going to decide every single thing you do. Then you begin to know the value of freedom. But when you are there for a very long time, you tend to forget and you think it's business as usual. But it is not. May Chukwu guide and protect every single one of us. May Chukwu open our minds, open our eyes to the situation at hand, so that we can be able to stand firm. It is either Biafra or nothing, and the time is now. A new dimension have been called upon. We have to break this dimension. Support the ESN. Pray for the ESN. Any way you know you can be able to support the ESN, continue to do that. If you're one of those who is blessed with the power of prayer, continue to pray for them. In anything you believe in, any God you believe in, call upon that God to protect our ESN. Those who have been blessed financially, support them. The fundraising is coming on Saturday. Support the fundraising the best way you can. The men on the ground, they are very, very strong and powerful, and they want to do things. It is you and I that will empower them. We have to empower them. We have to support them. We have to encourage them. We have to encourage them. We have to motivate them in all manners. Meet up to their needs. Meet up to their demands. Mazin Nanikano said in the court that it is our duty to protect Biafra land. We don't have to allow anybody to die. That is what Mazin Nanikano said. Do not allow Biafra to die. It's not our duty to let them die. We have to make them live. And the time is now. May Chukwu guide and protect you. Everybody who have connected to the broadcast today, who have joined, and people who are going to watch in time to come, I say, may Chukwu guide and protect you and secure you. I thank you very much for joining. May Chukwu guide and protect the Ududua people, protect the Biafran people, protect the Middle Belt, and protect anybody that is genuinely asking for freedom. Chukwu will definitely give us freedom. Thank you so much for watching wherever you're watching from. And may Chukwu guide and protect our Supreme Amazing Nandikan. Secure him and bring him back to us very soon. We must continue until Biafra come. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again in the next video.
They are called for my name, says the Lord. We are Biafrans, that is who we are. We don't want election in Biafra land. Chukwu, no manyo. Chime, Chukwu manyo. Chukwu nyani jabamba. Chukwu Biafra, Chimazina mekano. You're not a man, you're not a man alone. You're not a God that was made by the hands of men. I'm not Biafra. Kesi buona anya taga for people never get it is time no matter make it is time on the river it is time for nothing can do freedom but it's time for election Ewune wewaku abachiya na churu ichi watane wegine abachiya ni yeyawi Chukwu See them as they gather. Chuma them all, arise and scatter. You support our own strength. Because they don't know that you know. Anya Biakota, Kesi Bonamo, Anya Tagabo, people, Anya Mary. It is time, no matter the case. It is time, on the it is time for nothing but freedom. But this time on the it's time for new dimension. Only you that we have. If it not be you, the father take over our land. She seated on and do, as in Africano. She seated on Mada, the Pano, Amalichelete. Magabia, the Dragon Wagamaka, and beyond the worldwide, we are saying, you're not the man that will lie, you're the man alone. You're not the God that was made by the hands of men. And you're the que si podemos, hay otra cosa por no me comer again. It's time, honorable justice, okay. But this time I need
See you there.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand in the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold all of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals, they are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter. You have to go everywhere. We must continue.